much for taking a step towards enhancing your family life by purchasing The Mission, the most interactive Bible game of all time. Now, there are quite a few different elements to The Mission, but it is actually quite simple and easy to learn. And over the next few minutes, I will explain the basic rules of the game so you and your family can start having fun as soon as possible. The basic objective of The Mission is to be the first player to send a missionary to each continent on the board. Please take the reference card included with the game and feel free to follow along. Before I go over the basic rules of the mission, I'd like to give you a few tips on how to set up the board. First, separate all trivia cards based on their respective subject and place them upright in the box tray. Next, place the Blessed Cursed cards and challenge cards on their designated area of the board. Each player is given one numbered peg holder, which corresponds to the continent they will represent. Players are also given one game piece to move around the board. Players are given 3 grace tokens, one of each category: probability token, friend token, and Bible token. Choose a player to be the treasurer, who will handle all the money transactions during the game. Players are given $1,000 from the treasurer at the beginning of the game. Finally, players should decide how long they would like to play the game based on how many mission points are needed to win the game. The 3 options are 12 mission points, 16 mission points, and 20 mission points. Please see your game manual for average playing time. As you'll recall, the objective of the mission is to send a missionary to each continent on the board. However, in order to do this, you must first complete all 3 churches, and you must also accumulate mission points through project cards. The first step in sending a missionary to each continent is to begin by building 3 churches. You do this by acquiring small groups, or pegs, for each church. There are 3 ways to begin acquiring small groups for your churches. The first is by successfully answering trivia questions. The second is by successfully completing a challenge card. And the third is to receive a blessing from a Blessed Curse card. The second step in sending a missionary to each continent on the board is by collecting mission points through project cards. You may be wondering how to do this. Each time you pass start, you will be collecting tithe based on the amount of small groups you have in your churches. This is very important because each project requires funding. As you accumulate more tithe, you will be able to fund mission projects. Each mission project has a corresponding mission point value located on the bottom right-hand side of the card. This is the last step you must take before you can begin sending missionaries to their continents. Finally, I'd like to talk about grace tokens. At the beginning of the game, each player is given a grace token, one from each category: Bible, friend, and probability. Grace tokens are used to help you answer trivia questions throughout the game. Thank you so much for joining us today and for making an investment in the lives of your family and friends in learning about God and the Bible through purchasing The Mission. Remember, you can find detailed information on our video manual that covers every aspect of the game. As always, please feel free to contact us with any questions or comments. Thank you and God bless.